Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Pay and welcome to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. So we're going to be introducing everyone to Kingdom, and you guys might have seen a Coffee and Crypto episode that we did a couple weeks back with the creator Julian. So I'm really excited to kind of take a closer look at this with you guys all, show you what it's about in a little bit more detail, show you some of the gameplay and how it operates. Now, what's really nice about this is you just sign in with your Google account. I like how simple that is. Just makes it really easy. As soon as it logs you in, now there's a bunch of different things that you can do, and I'll show you guys the map first, because this was really impressive. It is massive, and you can see all these different tiles, and I'll just zoom in over here, are owned by different people. So what does this all mean? Now before I go any further or show you the gameplay, let's take a look at the white paper so we can kind of get a better understanding, and then we'll come back here and take a closer look. So you can access via the website on any device. You will need an invitation from a king or queen to join their kingdom. It doesn't require a crypto wallet to play and earn. You only need a crypto wallet to buy or sell gold. So the onboarding process is super simple, and all you need to do is head to their Discord in order to find an invitation to their kingdom. But if you guys want to get started right away, I'm actually going to put our link to Blu Ocean Games Guild Kingdom right in the description of this video below, so you can always just click that. Now, taking a look at how it works, this is something that really impressed us at our game guild. The gold is their in-game virtual money, but it's not crypto money and can't be listed on a decentralized exchange. The gold price is pegged to ETH. So when ETH price goes up, the gold price goes up. You can buy gold with ETH and sell gold for ETH directly inside the game. Buying and selling gold costs Ethereum gas fees, a few dollars per transaction, regardless of the amount. And they did recently, just in the last month or so, implement Polygon, so to help with those gas fees. They talk about how there's a real economy. It's based on a real economy where you need to provide services to other players for earning money. For example, you can buy a forest, produce wood, and sell timber to other players. I love chopping the wood. It's like the most addictive part of the game so far to me, and I'll show you guys that here soon. And they want to use your wood to build a farm so you can buy food from them. You can also buy more forests, sell more wood, hire players to help you, and one day sell your business to someone else with a good profit. On the contrary, most play-to-earn games or Metaverse games are based on a financial economy with scarce resources and monotonous mechanisms like yield farming or staking. I really like how they took a different direction with this, and I actually feel like a lot of other play-to-earn projects could really learn or take as an example from Kingdom. And it talks about, well, if they're doing it differently, how does Kingdom make money? So Kingdom sells to players the tiles, production plans, and everything else traded directly between players. And taking a look at what that is, basically the map doesn't have a limit and center. It means it's potentially infinite, which is crazy to think about. Players can buy tiles and add them anywhere on the map to start and expand their kingdom. And the tiles are lands in Kingdom. They each contain 32 squares. Players can use the squares to move, interact, play, and build. Players can construct buildings with interiors like schools, shops, theaters inside their tiles. So tiles will extend vertically. Now, not all of the stuff that we're covering on the white paper is implemented in the game yet, but it's nice kind of showing what their vision is down the road. Tiles can also be added to the map, moved, and sold to other players at any time. And tiles are not a scarce resource. Tiles have a fixed price and will always be affordable. However, tiles can gain value according to their history, business, or location. So that means the barrier to entry will always be fixed, meaning you can play free to play and start earning, collecting carrots and other things and flowers, no problem. You don't need a crypto wallet. But the tiles will always be a certain fixed price, so that it'll help facilitate new people getting on board when they want to take that leap. And then talking about objects and buildings, you can build objects and buildings inside your tiles to decorate them and add new features. And they actually just added a bunch of this stuff in the game just a few days ago, so I'm really excited to show you that. Tiles have limited spaces, and buildings have to be unique per tile. You can also buy pre-built objects directly from other players. They also talk about production plans. To build objects or buildings inside your tiles, you need the production plan. It gives you a list of resources that you need. So for example, if you want to build something, it's going to cost a certain amount of resources. So you have to make sure you have enough wood, enough gold, or anything else that's required, maybe like stone. Some production plans are available in limited edition, so only the plan's owners can build and sell these objects or buildings. This is cool, it's going to create some scarcity. Players can collect and trade production plans, and if you own all the production plans of a limited edition, you will become the only player able to build these objects or buildings. Something I know our game guild is keeping a real close eye on. And I know we're going a little quickly here, but I want to get through all this information so I can show you what the game is, and I'm sure you can tell just how excited I am sharing this with you. We've been having a ton of fun playing this game. So talking about items and natural resources, they can be produced or extracted from tiles to build objects or buildings. Items can be built or produced to enhance the player's life, such as food, clothes, weapons, or shield. Weapons or shield, that gets me interested to think about, like, are we going to be fighting monsters at some point, or like how's that going to be implemented? I'm really excited. Items and natural resources don't have official prices or values. Anyone can set up their own price, which is really cool. You can dictate what the price of the resources that you want to sell. And then moving along to players. So everyone starts as a citizen of the kingdom that invites them. As a citizen, you can contribute to your kingdom's expansion, play, earn, and explore the map. A citizen can buy lands to start a new kingdom if they want as well. And then kings and queens, I really like how they did this. As a king or queen, you own your own kingdom. You can buy tiles to expand your territory, add objects and buildings to your lands, and invite your friends or community to join. And I like that a lot because it basically means you need a leader, a king or a queen, to create that invite link. And then in order for people to play the game, they actually have to go through one of those invite links to join a kingdom. And that's a requirement. Now, like I said, we're definitely going to have our invite link down in the YouTube description below, or video below. However, if you just head to their Discord, there's lots of people posting their invite links as well. So you can really join any kingdom you want. Then they talk about the art, how it's a mix of 2D illustration with 2D pixel art. We've decided to use pixel art to make it easier for the players to create their own objects and buildings in future versions. I like how they did that too, because it's going to allow it to build out quicker. They're not limited or required to have such a large art and development team because they're trying to be 3D. So, some people might think, oh, well, that's, why are they doing 2D? It's a lower scale version. No, it's actually by design. And it's really smart, in my opinion, that they did that. It's going to allow things to happen quicker. Other people can contribute. People from the community can create art that might be able to be used in game. And I really like that. They also, moving on to technology, they talk about how it uses the Ethereum blockchain only to exchange money. All the internal transactions are handled by a standard database. And thanks to this hybrid approach, you don't have to pay gas fees and you don't need a crypto wallet to start playing, or meaning you can just start playing. When you do purchase gold, that's when there's that small gas fee. But like I mentioned, they did add Polygon to help with that. And it says that their team is also working on Solidity contracts to let players mint Kingdom assets as NFTs only if they want. To use Kingdom, you don't have to install an app. You can access the game directly from the website on any device. On mobile, the game acts as a mobile app, and you can add it to your mobile home screen. So what's really cool about that, you just go to the website, create a shortcut app, boom, now you've got the app on your phone, and then you can just tap that and go right to the game. So just taking a look at the team, we've got Julian. He's the gentleman that did an interview with us on our Coffee and Crypto episode. I'll definitely have that pop up on the screen here so you guys can go check it out. He shared a lot of great wisdom, and I was also just really impressed with, like I said, a lot of the new stuff that they're doing, and the way that they're approaching this title is unlike a lot of other play-to-earn titles, like having gold pegged to ether, and it just really blew us away at Blu Ocean, and we're really excited to have him on as a guest. Definitely make sure you check that out once you get to the end of this video, of course. We've got Kevin, full stack developer and blockchain specialist. There's Rodislav, who is a pixel artist, and then Steven, who is the illustrator. And there's a lot of great people in their community too. I highly recommend you check out their Discord, ask any questions that you like, and it's just a great place to stay up to date with everything. So taking a look at the roadmap, so it started as a social network with a 2D infinite map where users were able to buy land, exchange gold, and share stories. Then in 2022, They kept the map and rebuilt everything from scratch to create a 2D metaverse. Basically, I think that's like the shift to Web 3, essentially. And apparently, from what Julian was saying back in our interview, it was because a lot of community members were basically recommending that they take the direction because the game would fit it so well. Taking a look at Q2 Season 1, there was Timber Socks, where basically you're able to force owners to chop down trees to collect wood. And kings and queens are able to discover their lands and chat with other players. You can collect carrots. It's funny, some of our guild members have like thousands of carrots because they've spent hours and hours scouring the map finding them, which is pretty cool to see. There's fire camps they talk about where kings and queens are able to build objects which can organize voice chats with their citizens, and forest owners will be able to sell wood to other players. There's actually a little video on their YouTube channel about that, where they did the fire camp and had a bunch of people kind of interacting. Reminds me of like a fireside chat. It's really going to be cool for cultivating community in the game. And then Q3, they're talking about, they don't know yet what they're going to develop for the upcoming seasons. Each season will bring more objects, more buildings, more features, and they'll decide that with the community. And that's something I really like about Julian and the team. They're constantly looking for feedback, and they listen. They want to know, how do people want to interact with this game? What's fun? What isn't? And I really admire that from them. They're talking about the next big milestones being NFTs, where players are able to mint game assets as NFTs to trade them on decentralized platforms like OpenSea, and then an object builder and marketplace where anyone will be able to create new objects, buildings, and features for Kingdom, and a marketplace will be available to buy and sell those creations. Really awesome stuff. So I know we kind of flew through the white paper there. Let's get over to the more exciting things, but I know you guys needed to understand that, like how the gold is big ether, how the tiles worked, for this to really make sense. So we've got this infinite map, right? And there's tons of people who are creating their own kingdoms, you know, as well as all their tiles. And you can move them wherever you want. And I'll kind of show you where we are. We're sitting over here. Blu Ocean Games Guild. And if we were to click this, it kind of brings us back to where we were. I'll show you an example. For the map, you can click this, it'll bring us right in. If I were to click the plus, it's going to bring us up to buy tiles. And there's quite a few different choices. There's a big pine forest, a tiny pine forest, 8 to 10 trees. Every 8 hours we can get wood. There is 10,000 limit, so that's something to note. These aren't going to be infinite. Also, for a tiny pine forest is only 2 to 3. You can use free space to place objects or organize events. There's a big ash forest, a tiny ash forest. It's very similar to this. Same thing, you're just chopping the wood. And then there's grasslands, which is an empty space. So basically, we got one of each because I wanted to kind of explore what the differences were between all of them. So this was kind of our original tile up here. Just go back over. This was our original tile that we purchased. You kind of started with as the kingdom. And actually something that they just added in recently was this flower pot. You know, we can change what the flower we want. I've got a yellow flower up here, a blue one. And also we added I believe it's called the drop box. Yes. And if we set it up, we can basically say what we want to buy or sell. Any of the resources, wood, how much do we want to charge for that? Maybe 2 gold, maybe 0.2 gold. Whatever you feel is a fair price. And of course, if you don't know, feel free to ask in Discord, what's some of the going prices, what's reasonable, what are people willing to buy. That can help you kind of figure it out. And there's the tile editor is something that they just added in, like literally a few days ago, which is awesome. I can't wait for the bonfire. This is going to be so fun. But you can see here, we've got the Dropbox. That's where you can use the Dropbox to buy or sell items anytime. It does cost 10 gold and 30 wood, so you have to make sure you have those resources. There's also a whole bunch of navigation objects, like a sign to share messages. You can do a double direction sign, a left direction sign. So you could almost like put all these signs on your tiles and kind of lead somebody somewhere, which I think is kind of cool. Stone path and then a wood path. So we just kind of started with some basic things. We've got a little stone path here, right next to our Dropbox, 2 wood. Of course, we're going to add a lot more as we go. And it's just really fun kind of moving your character around. You can also leave messages. You can see here, right? So people, and hey, nice, thanks for leaving us that message there, Julian. That was great. And so you can have this open communication with people or promote certain things, like we're promoting our Discord on our game guild, for example, and anyone who comes in to our tile can see this. And then just kind of jumping back out to the map, I'll show you guys what it's like chopping down the wood because this is so much fun. So this is one of the small pine forests where we just have 3 trees. And basically, you know, twice a day I make sure I log in because it resets every 8 hours so that we can collect our wood. And then up here in your pouch, you can actually see how you're doing on that collection, right? So I've got almost 3,000 wood, a bunch of other resources. I don't have any of the rare red flowers some of the other guild members of us have, but I've been mostly focused on chopping wood. So I'm always coming in here every day making sure to do this because now, thanks to the tile editor, you know, we can actually use those resources, we can sell the wood, and of course there's going to be a lot of other use cases down the road. Now I just think that this is an absolute great time to get involved in the project because it's playable, you're able to interact with it, you're able to collect your resources, but it's still in its early stages of development, like it's not the full-blown game yet. But that's even hard to really say because it sounds like they want to just continue to always add new features. So I really like that they're willing to do that. They're talking about schools, they're talking about potentially like fighting and like fighting monsters with weapons and shields. So it's going to be really cool to kind of see what evolves from this. But like I said, I've really been impressed with what they did, how they pegged their in-game currency to ETH, which just makes it stable. Think about Axie Infinity or any other game where, you know, they create their own token and now basically your earnings are dictated solely on that token. Well, it's a lot easier for us to invest or have belief in ETH rather than a particular project's individual token. And that's why I think a lot of other play-to-earn projects could kind of learn from what Julian and Kingdom have done here by pegging it to ETH. You can see I'm just having a ton of fun clicking through, chopping all my wood. I think that was the last one too. Yes, it was. So obviously there's a couple other things, like you can click in, it'll bring you to your kingdom. If I click on this, it brings us up a bunch of information like a guide. We can send invitations to our kingdom. If we want to trade or buy or sell tiles, we can go into here for offers received, offers sent. There's settings, your account profile. It's just very easy. And I hope you guys had a lot of fun learning this game and kind of seeing what it was all about. Like I said, our game guild has been having a ton of fun playing this. Julian and their team has really impressed us, and I'm really excited for the future of Kingdom. Be sure to join our kingdom by clicking on the link in the video below if you haven't already. And I'll be sure to have more Kingdom content coming out for you guys as they release new updates and features and we expand our kingdom as well. Okay, until next time, cheers.